Hey folks, Dave here with Silver Diamond Homestead. Today we're going to get into our red wigglers, and a lot of people ask, how do I know when to harvest my castings? And one of the best ways is just looking at the dirt and seeing what you got. These, last time I harvested them were about 2 months ago, a little over, but some of my bins got a couple thousand, some of them had 1,000 and they should have doubled, so I really have no honest 100% knowledge of how many's actually in this bin. And these bins, I'm going to tell you, are working out really well, folks. So if you want to start your red wigglers, these little mortar mixing bins at Lowe's or Home Depot, they're under 10 bucks a piece. And they make a nice, perfect thing to start your worms in, and you can really easily build a rack and hold half a dozen or so of them, and they don't take up any space at all. But let's take a look here at and see if these hard castings are. Now, if we just pull back this dirt a little bit, and get a handful, and just, I mean, you can just tell that there's no more leaves in there. There's no this is some really full of cast. So I've done other videos on how to harvest them, but we're just going to sift them out, and we're going to make a new bed, and we'll show you along the way and see how many red wigglers we about got. I'm not going to count these things because that's a lot of counting, guys. Now I just want you to look here, folks. Look at this concentration of worms. And there's some pretty big wigglers in there. And when I pick these worms out and sift this, it's going to be about down to nothing. This is pretty much pure castings in here, folks. Okay, guys, all said and done, we got 2 big bags of castings. These are not quite 5 pounds, but way over 4. So we say 9 pounds of pure castings. We got. I tried to count these, but it ain't gonna happen. I mean, this is just, there's just crazy how many worms are. And not to mention with what I sifted, you can see I missed, there's probably hundreds in there that I missed, but that's okay, because we're just gonna layer it back up and put them back down on the worm rack, and about another month they should be doubled and ready to harvest the castings again. Now what I got here is a bunch of shredded cardboard. And very important, some water that's rainwater. That's not water, tap water. If you're going to use tap water, you need to let it set out overnight. Take this wet cardboard and this is pretty sopping wet. But it was kind of dry on the bottom, so it's not that big of a. Now here I got some sphagnum moss. I just bought at the end of the year last year, clearance, $1 a bale. Can't go wrong with that. Pretty, real hard I can get some, but it's not 100% mixed in. we're going to take it and just good and moist. Now's the time for the, I don't know how many worms this is, folks. I mean, there's a couple pounds anyway, and it's pretty much all worms. Now look how long these things can dive. They can dive fast. I bet 3 minutes they would all be buried. But be willing to guess there's a couple thousand plus in there, and probably next time I'll be splitting it when they get that full. You know, it's what you want. If you want to feed every day and you want to harvest castings once a month, that's fine. But if you want to split them in half and feed every other day or every third day, and then castings every other month, it's just personal preference. Now that they're mostly down in there, I'll tell you what, I'm going to take some of this Silver Diamond Super Worm food and feed these bad boys. Cover them up with some cardboard. And get these things back down in the basement in nice 60, 65 degree weather and out of this hot sun. Even though it looks like it's going to storm pretty good. It's been storming here, but thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you have any questions, comments, feel free, and God bless and have a great day.